So let's do it. Let's introduce you to Taylor C. Mitchell, who has a channel called Taylor Talks Comics. Hello, Taylor. Thank you for accepting my invitation and joining me here tonight. Moon Knight is an SJW comic. Is Venom an SJW comic?
Define SJW comic, because you've defined Donny Cates as an SJW. He's the writer on Venom. So
well, I don't think I've defined Donny Cates as an SJW, even though Donny Cates' behavior has been aligned with cancel culture. Donny Cates actively sought out my dismissal. Donny Cates told people I was a Nazi. Donny Cates told people not to work with me. Donny Cates got involved in all of that. It doesn't mean the work that he's doing is SJW in nature. I mean, SJW comics are everywhere right now. People.
What's an SJW comic?
Well, I mean, this would be an SJW comic. New Warriors would be an SJW comic. Never came out. Comic books used to be about exploring, the far reaches of space. Comic books used to be about big fights. Comic books used to be about fighting for actual justice. But now
Ethan, they still are.
Now it's this. Batman's sidekick Robin explores his sexuality in the latest edition of Batman Urban Legends. This is what's getting attention. This is what's actually receiving the most attention in comics right now. This stuff. Tim Drake's Robin comes out as bisexual in the new Batman comic. This stuff. This is the stuff that's grabbing people's attention.
How do you know that any of these comic books that you denigrate on your show, how do you know any of them are, or whether or not they're gender driven or not, if you're not reading them? How can you determine whether that's agenda driven if you haven't read it?
Good news, Taylor. I don't have to, because I'm a publisher.
So when you're doing that, these are comic books that you're not reading, first of all.
No. Why would I read that? Who would read this? Who would look at this and read it, Taylor? This is on the stands, and what I got to look at this, I got to look at a chubby, angry-looking young lady who is cursing out her mother. They have to earn my attention. These people have to earn the customer's attention. What a horrible message. Just right on the cover of that comic book. What a terrible message.
It's on the cover, it's actually not. And they're not trying to get your attention because you don't read these comics, so they don't care about you.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I don't eat at McDonald's either, but I'll tell you something. When I find out that somebody wiped themselves on a McDonald's hamburger wrapper, I'm not going to go there anymore. I'm never going to go there, and other people aren't either. People are going to walk away when they look at, ridiculous things like this. People walk away from comics.
But what you're saying,
one single instance of that, one little bit of poison, when somebody finds a cockroach in their McFlurry, and that message gets out, nobody has to go, I'm going to taste all the McFlurries to find out if there are cockroaches in them. Snowflake and Safe Space were funny. The reason why they didn't come out is because they were ridiculed by everyone, but they were meant to come out. They received an ordinary amount of ridicule. I've never seen anything like it before.
So your point that, by the way, I just want, for the record, you compared having a bisexual character in a comic book to a cockroach.
Thank you for that. That's nice. No, SJW stuff in comics. Politics, agenda in comics is like a cockroach. We're sitting here talking about Comicsgate, which is a movement of people, creators, and customers who oppose the social agenda of the radical left in comics. And by the way, if you do oppose that, you will quickly find yourself blacklisted. Very easily.
Only for that, though? Only for opposing it or for attacking it?
Listen, it should be attacked. It should be attacked. If you're finding radical leftism in the comics that you're drawing or writing or buying, you should attack that. I think that deserves to be attacked.
And let's say that Marvel comes out with a comic book tomorrow.
Yeah.
Or they announce it. This comic book takes place in 2038, and Donald Trump is still president, hiding in a bunker somewhere. Wouldn't you be the first person to make a video saying, "Look at this SJW garbage. They're making fun of my president"?
I would say, what a wonderful world. that Marvel Comics is depicting here, where President
Not
Trump
if they put him in a bad light,
still
right?
still
If they
president
had
in 2038.
a promotional image of him like hiding in a bunker, looking like in the fetal position, like a child or something. That he's not.
Taylor, give me a little. I know you don't like me, but give me a little credit. I'm not here to denigrate Bill Clinton. I mean, why would I want to denigrate Bill Clinton? He's done a good job of that on his own.
The thing that really bothered me was
Yeah.
that you took a picture of Mariko Tamaki, zoomed in on her face, and said, "This is the same person. Look at this fat, ugly woman that has a scowl on her face. This is the same person."
Did I say fat and ugly?
You said ugly, or
Well, I did.
I'm pretty sure. Hold
Or
on.
did I just show the two of them and then you made that judgment yourself just now?
I mean that. Hold on. That's fair. Right?
Fuck, dude. You know, she put herself in her comic book as Starfire's dumpy, chubby daughter. I have to.
Okay, so you're saying you're comparing her.
I just
you're
said
saying she's
dumpy and chubby, and those are two, objective observations about what that character looks like. And frankly,
And you're saying that's Mariko Tamaki.
yes, it looks just like her.
So Mariko Tamaki is dumpy and chubby.
Yeah.
Okay.
You
So,
said
again-
ugly, my friend. You're-
Dumpy and chubby is not a nice thing to say about somebody.
I'm sorry, you said ugly.
What
Didn't you? You said fat and ugly.
What semantics
said-
are we getting into here? Dumpy and chubby? Like those are.
I'll stand by dumpy and chubby, and you can stand by your assessment that Mariko Tamaki is ugly, and we'll let the chips fall where they may. And can I show this again?
Absolutely.
All right, let's take a look at this one more time, shall we?
Sure.
Okay. What would you say? How would you describe this character here?
It looks like a rebellious, like gothic teenager.
Yeah. What else?
I mean, what else is there to say?
I
Judging
just told
from
you what
cover.
there is to say, and you said fat and ugly.
Me?
Yes, you
No,
said
no.
fat and ugly. You said is this Mariko Tamaki? And I said yes. We placed her photograph, and it. By the way, the lip did the same thing, the same scowl. We placed her photograph next to this, almost as if the artist used her as photo reference. I
Okay,
would
but-
say dumpy. I would say chubby. Yeah, I would.
Don't put words in my mouth.
You're
I never
saying
once.
I didn't.
said-
You did. You're the one who said that.
I was quoting you, misquoting.
No, you were
perhaps,
not.
You, but I did not
That's
say
what
Mariko
you
Tamaki.
heard in your head. Taylor, you're a man of the world. I can tell. A little bit of Wonder Woman's thigh is not too sexy.
Right.
All right, anyway, moving on. Please, let's not talk about that again. I can't take it, Taylor. You're driving me nuts. Let's talk about Cyberfrog. Let's talk about Comicsgate.
So, how would you define Comicsgate?
I would define Comicsgate as a collection of fans and creators who are sick of I Am Not Starfire and think that that character's fat and dumpy and ugly. And we all got together over it to make videos making fun of it to upset you. And then we decided to sell comics. And then the comics did pretty well. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Okay, go ahead. Go.
All right.
I like
So
that.
Tess Fowler, just for everybody that doesn't know, she was diagnosed with cancer,
Mhm.
and this was a topic you and your friends talked about on your show. So you said Tess Fowler has cancer now. And then this was your quote. "What am I supposed to feel? Sorry for you? Fuck you. That is God. That is a weird thing that God would strike down. It is just something that happens. It just happens." And then you snicker and laugh.
Mm-hmm. So this is Tess Fowler lying about me in 3 different ways. Not just me. It's not just me, Taylor. It'd be
Can I
one
just-
thing if it were just me. Hold on.
Okay.
It'd be one thing if it were just me. Here's Tess Fowler again. Today in comics, apparently, known Batman writer who supports bigots in a hate movement, as well as supports that hate movement's apologists, has a new imprint at DC and is hiring bigots? LOL. I told y'all in fucking 2017 dude was a problem, but ooh, he makes Batman comics. Taylor, Tess Fowler didn't have cancer. Cancer had Tess Fowler. This woman is a real problem in the comic book industry. This woman is an advocate of cancel culture. She is mean. She goes out of her way to ruin people's lives and call them white supremacists. Do you think Sean Gordon Murphy's a white supremacist?
I don't know. I haven't looked into that situation.
Well, let me explain. He isn't. He just isn't. That's not who he is, and I'm not either.
That's a safe assumption based on the fact that I think he's still doing work for DC. But
so now you've got Tess Fowler, and Tess Fowler tweets out a couple of things that get sent my way, and Tess Fowler is saying, "I can't find work. I'm in real trouble. I can no longer work." And I go online and I say, "This is good news. I'm glad you can't find work. Now you know how it feels. Now you know how it feels to wonder where your next paycheck is going to come from. You've been actively doing that to people for years, putting them in that predicament, making them feel that panic." And somebody said, no, Ethan, those tweets are out of context. She has cancer. And I went, shit. I don't want anyone to have cancer. I don't want anyone to be sick. Not anyone.
Not Doug TenNapel?
Not anyone. Well, Doug TenNapel, he had a little scar in his face. He had a little, yeah.
I have a message from you about that saying, "This is the greatest day of my life. All of my imminent enemies have fallen. Doug TenNapel has cancer, and I'm about to destroy Earthworm Jim's 5-month campaign in 2 months, making all his disciples cry. Hail War campaign," which is I know you
different times.
Yes,
different times.
Yes, I know
but
you don't.
Yes, absolutely. But what do you think people would say if I said? What do you think Tess Fowler would say if the news came out that I was sick?
But for the record,
the news came out that I died.
Well, hold on though.
If the news came out that I'd killed myself.
Okay, but hold on though. For the record, I would not partake in any of that. I would not partake in the celebration of you having cancer, of you dying.
I can tell. That's Taylor. That's why I don't laugh when you're sick, and that's why I don't hope for bad things for you. But I do hope for bad things for the people who've tried to ruin my life, and it happens that way. It tends to happen that way. What is your point? What exactly is your point? Is this about context, or is this about the mean thing that I said?
The mean thing you said. I'm not saying you're responsible for any sort of active shooting that happened afterwards. I'm not saying that you said that and then people.
Well, but Zack Snyder said that, so that's what I was responding to. So Zack Snyder comes into a charitable event hosted by Geeks and Gamers, these dummies. They set up a whole thing. They weren't supposed to put their labels on this event. They weren't supposed to put Geeks and Gamers sponsor Zack Snyder, but they did anyway. Zack Snyder came in and he said, "I don't appreciate that." He's like, in essence, he said, your brand of hatred, your brand of hate speech is what leads to things like the mass shooting of Asian people.
I haven't heard that one.
Excelsior.
That's clever.
Thank you.
I haven't been called that this week yet. Been called soy boy and a number of other things.
No, you're supposed to call us chuds. Chud.
No. I don't play those games.
Chud tactics.
I don't resort to insults.
Okay, good. Me neither, soy boy.
Well, that's not true. Right. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for admitting that. So do you find a responsibility in your words as far as like you saying, I don't know, Mariko Tamaki is chubby and whatever.
And you called her fat and ugly.
I did not.
You did. You did.
I misquoted you saying I would never.
Why would that be in your head? I don't think she's a lovely woman. Just because she's a little overweight, so am I. You said ugly, dude.
I did not say ugly.
You did. Rewind the tape.
I said you called her ugly.
No. I know, but see, that's the thing. If you had called her another name, if you had called her a racial slur or something like that, which I never said, that would have been coming out of your head, not mine. Why would you think that? Why would you think that I would think she was ugly? I think she's beautiful. I just think she's a little heavy, and I think the nose ring and all that stuff is...
Again, I don't have the direct quote from that video, but anybody goes back and watches that video, I don't think anybody would surmise that Ethan thinks she's a beautiful woman. And she's
beautiful woman. Misguided.
I don't think.
But a good writer. I mean, she's actually a good writer.
I don't have the exact direct quote, but I can provide that after this. I don't want to.
I probably did call her ugly. Go check the.
Probably.
Go find out. Comicsgate is an opportunity for creative people to keep what they have, to create something and benefit from it, except for Mike S. Miller. He's the only one. But everyone else.
He's the only one?
He's the only one who can't. But everyone else. Again, you know, it depends on who's in power. Now, I don't have the power to cancel the people who called me a Nazi. That's not what we do. We don't do that anyway. I have the power to point it out and shame them. That's all I can do. That's why I have my YouTube channel. That's what, you know, I invest my time in every now and then. I don't have the power to ruin their lives. I wish I did. They deserve it. Yeah, I do. That'd be nice.
You can stop.
I'm a he, him.
You can stop using gay as a pejorative.
No, I can't.
That'd be helpful.
No.
No.
I'll never stop doing that. Sorry. It's a funny word.
So back to my original thing, like you using
Taylor,
gay
stop
as a
asking me to sacrifice so much for I can't do it. It's too much. I will give money. I will not put my pronouns. You know, I will not monitor my speech for political correctness.
What about other people's YouTube channels?
Well, that's their YouTube channel.
But what about you using it on someone else's YouTube channel?
Well, I have done that, Taylor. Famously, I lost my temper and I called somebody who was mocking the deceased relative of a friend of mine, somebody who was close to the community. I did lose my temper and I called him that word.
Get it all out of your system, Ethan? Fucking pussy. All right.
Fuck you, you fucking faggot. Shut up! I was yelling at the time. Sorry.
So you become homophobic when you're mad?
No, I don't think the guy was actually homosexual.
They came out with these completely gay statements. You used gay again. They speak in vulgarities. That's all they do. And this is hilarious to me that you said that. And then your very next line, comics chose Bill Sienkiewicz. Because that was in his wording. He said, I didn't choose comics, comics chose me. So he said, they speak in vulgarities. That's all they do. Comics chose Bill Sienkiewicz to be their spokesperson. That means I only have one person to shove it up their ass. I only have one person to tell to shove it up their ass. Dumb people think they're brilliant. Dumb people think everyone around them are retarded. They are retards. That is fucking stupid. Bill Sienkiewicz is retarded. Both sides.
Okay, using vulgarities. Okay. Yeah, I use vulgarities when I'm angry. They use vulgarities casually. You know, casually all the time.
Come on, Ethan.
Well,
don't try to spin that. They use it casually. How do you know that they're not using it angrily? You're reading tweets. Come on now. Don't do that. You're better than that.
I don't believe in PC. I'm saying I don't believe in that. I don't believe in I just don't believe in that word policing. I just don't believe in it. I think it sucks.
Okay. But you do use word policing though. You just said that you would never use the N-word. That's word policing.
But that's my personal... No. I don't insist that nobody else does either. I don't insist that you don't. Go ahead and do it if you want to, Taylor. If you want to go around screaming the N-word, feel free. Never. You won't hear a thing from me. I won't associate with you. Okay? And by the way, anybody who doesn't like it, that I talk the way that I talk, doesn't have to associate with me.
You said that... No, we're apolitical. If someone was to, because he mentioned somebody putting, I think it was Mike S. Miller was putting ice or something in one of their comic books.
Mike is always wrong. He is the exception to every rule. Okay, now, if you want to call me a hypocrite, you can, because it's the way I treat Mike S. Miller. No other rule applies to him. He is unique. He is persecuted in a unique way. Mike is not allowed to do anything that I don't want him to do. There you go.
Are you on good terms with Mike? I don't know the history though.
Chad gets it. Don't worry about it. No. Me and Mike are not friends at all. We are enemies.
I can't tell if you're being facetious or not.
I love him. I care about him. But okay. Yeah, he drives me nuts.
So when you go on Twitter and say you challenge me to a debate, and then for 3 weeks I'm being like derided.
I don't know why you wouldn't just come on here and just talk. You got 3 weeks to prepare, and this is what we're doing.
Well, that's not my point here. My point is that comic skaters were attacking me, insulting me, calling me soy boy, calling me all these other things.
So what? hold on a
Mariko
second.
Tamaki? Did Mariko Tamaki cancel you?
All I did was make fun of her comic book, Taylor.
And her.
I didn't sit there
And
and
her.
say, go.
You attacked her.
No, you attacked her.
No.
Let's not forget, Taylor, you're the one who called her ugly and fat. The
That's not
effort
what you're
is
doing.
made
You're not
to
innocent in that
destroy-
regard. Stop it with that.
Taylor, I am here. I will punch back. I will fight back. That is what I will do.
Against
When
people-
I feel like my friends, when I feel like my belief system, when I feel like me personally, when I feel like my family is being insulted, I will punch back. I don't care if it's up, down, side to side, diagonally. I
But
will.
then So, are you being facetious again? Just for the record, I don't want someone to pull this out of context and clip it up or anything.
I want them to.